the Pittsburgh Steelers. Guys, with the 2025 NFL Draft in the books, we are diving into each and every one of your picks for the Pittsburgh Steelers made. From a future star on the defensive line to a potential gem at quarterback. Guys, in the comments below, I want you to drop your grades in the chat for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Let me know who your favorite pick was. And yes, we are going to talk about the DK Metcalf trade as well, because that move definitely changed the whole draft class. And yes, guys, you do add free agent off-signings into your draft class. That's just the way it is. But let's start at the top. Derek Hammond. The man, the myth, the legend. Derek Hammond, defensive tackle out of Oregon. And I called it before the draft. Perfect fit in the Pittsburgh Steelers defense. Hammond is stout, smart, and plays with a nasty streak. He is going to slid right into that defensive line rotation, may even push for a starting role by midseason. It's a classic Pittsburgh Steelers build from the trenches. Draft a tone setter. Day one grade is an easy A. The Pittsburgh Steelers drafted a perfect player on day one. Now, technically, the Steelers didn't have a second-round draft pick. Why? Because they flipped it for DK Metcalf. But let me just say this. If you're trying to figure out who your quarterback of the future is, why not get an elite weapon? DK Metcalf's physicality, his vertical threat, and his toughness, and everything this offseason has lacked in the prime since prime AB. It's a bold, but it's a brilliant move by the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, moving on to round 3, pick number 83, running back Caleb Johnson out of Iowa. In the third round, the Pittsburgh Steelers addressed a big need with Caleb Johnson at the running back out of Iowa. He's a great contact balance, low to the ground, and he's a tough inside runner. What the Pittsburgh Steelers like to do, run the ball inside and milk the clock. This backfield needed someone who can grind out those tough yards. And since Najee Harris is now on a different team and Johnson fits the bill just well, great value here, and he will be complementary to Jaylen Warren nicely. A nice little 1-2 punch. And then round number 4. This man, edge rusher Jack Sawyer from Ohio State, from the Ohio State University. Now look, he is not the most athletic edge rusher in the class, and he's probably why he slid. But this guy knows ball. Jack Sawyer has a high motor, he has great hand usage, and he is smart. Football IQ off the charts. When you put him in the Pittsburgh Steelers season with TJ Watt and Alex Highsmith in the room, this is how the Pittsburgh Steelers keep producing pass rushers. He could quietly develop into a big-time contributor. Guys, look out for Jack Sawyer about 3 years down the road. Then Yada Black from Iowa. Another trench pick. Black from Iowa is a massive body. He is tough to move. Not a pass rusher, but he clogs the lanes up and eats up those double teams, giving you single coverage on the outside for TJ Watt and yes, Jack Sawyer. He is a role player, sure, but on early downs or short yardage packages, he brings value, and that's what day 3 is all about. Then we get into the 6th round. Will Howard, quarterback out of the Ohio State. Yes, another Ohio State guy going to the Pittsburgh Steelers. This is the kind of pick I really, really like late in the draft. I've been saying it since when we first started talking about the guys. Will Howard to the Pittsburgh Steelers makes sense. He's got size, he's got experience, and he's got mobility. His arm talent is decent. The deep ball accuracy will need some work, but he brings everything else you want in a backup or potentially a starter. If you get a chance, let him sit and develop. He's a great insurance policy in the current quarterback room. Now, the final grade. Let's put a bow on this. Here is the grade. Overall, I give the Pittsburgh Steelers an A as well. This is a classic Pittsburgh Steelers draft. Build the lanes, add playmakers, and let the development do the rest. They didn't chase flashy picks. They built a better football team. So, all right, guys. So in the comments below, did the Pittsburgh Steelers nail it with Hammond? Is Will Howard a sleeper quarterback to watch? And how are you feeling about the DK Metcalf in black and gold? Guys, comment down below. Smash the like button. Be sure you subscribe for more Steelers coverage as we head into minicamp. So, guys, what do you guys think? What do you guys think? Let's Go Sports says, as a die-hard Pittsburgh Steelers fan, I give them an A-. No bias. Amazing draft this year and last. We look discombobulated, but if we get Rodgers and he develops Howard, we will have a great setup. Mark my words. We will see. But let's go sports. I think you're on the right page. Johnson says, did the Steelers get a quarterback? Yes, they did. They got the biggest sleeper of the NFL draft in Will Howard from the Kansas State University. Although he did go to Ohio State and win some national championship or whatever, but he's from Kansas State. Let's go. But yeah, they did pick up Will Howard. And I think Will Howard, if Aaron Rodgers does not come to Pittsburgh, which we talk about him shortly, we can definitely see Will Howard competing for that starting position over Skylar Thompson, a former Kansas State quarterback, and of course also Mason Rudolph. James Frank says the Steelers get an A. I have no favorite pick from me because screw them. With that said, rest in heaven to their first round draft pick's mom. Yes. So if you guys do not know, I'm not laughing at the loss of the guy's mom. James just makes me laugh. But Derek Hammond, mom was had seizures, right? Or she had a stroke, and she was in not very good condition the night of the draft. I believe she was in the hospital when he did get drafted, and shortly after she did pass away. So if you guys are looking for a very tear-jerking story, go check that story out. It touches my heart. Me getting older and like understanding life a lot more, like it makes me smile but sad all at the same time. It's a really, really great story. Mellow Mike says the Steelers get a C. Steelers will not win unless their offense evolves. This is not 1976. Who's playing quarterback? Come on, Tomlin. Listen, guys, do not sleep on Will Howard. Mellow Mike, do not sleep on Will Howard. If Aaron Rodgers does not come to town, Will Howard can step in there and he can throw a decent enough deep ball. He will get better. But DK Metcalf, George Pickens going down the seams with Will Howard, big body, big Ben Roethlisberger type of body. He could do some work, right? He could do some work. Pepe says the Steelers knew this quarterback class sucked, so they're going to rent Grandpa Rodgers this season. We will see. Old Man River says the Steelers get a B+. Now he's starting to grade with a little bit of curve, right? Pepe says the Steelers could have drafted first 5 picks and they still go 9-8. Not wrong. Pepe, you are not wrong at all. Pittsburgh Steelers are always destined for 9 to 10 wins every year, no matter who they are. Let's Go Sports says, I was skeptical with the Sawyer pick because we have Watt, Highsmith, and Herbig. I don't know how to say that name. But usually one of those two guys get hurt each year, so more depth is always better. We added to offensive line last year and defensive line this year. We are building in the trenches up for the future, and it's looking good. You are right. I like it. Mellow Mike says, Will Howard, Aaron Rodgers? Because Aaron Rodgers made such a huge impact on the Jets. Super Bowl aspirations when you come to New York never made the playoffs. Mellow Mike, let's just be honest. The Jets are a shit franchise. The Jets could have the first 10 picks of the NFL draft for the next 3 years, and they could still miss the playoffs each and every year because their coach and their general manager. Now, obviously, now they got a new general manager, a new coach. We'll see how Aaron Glenn goes. But Aaron Glenn said it himself. He wants to build a culture before he builds, quote, a winning team. But that's story for a different day. But when Aaron Rodgers knows he only has a year left, maybe 2 years tops, right? He wants to pass on his knowledge to his sons, right? Because he doesn't have any kids. He doesn't have a wife. He doesn't have any brothers or sisters. So he has brothers, but he alienates them. He divorced his parents, whatever. When you go back to the Jets, look how much Zach Wilson improved from when he was without Aaron Rodgers and with Aaron Rodgers. It's just a 3-month period. Look how much Zach Wilson improved. Hell, Zach Wilson might be a starter in Miami by the end of the season. Let's just be honest. Justin says, I'd say we get Rodgers for a year or two and let Rodgers start after that. And that would be the ideal situation. Ideal situation in Pittsburgh is get Aaron Rodgers for a year, let Will Howard sit, and then he become the man. Old Member says because they played the game with Rodgers, Howard reminds me of Big Ben. He does. If you meet Will Howard in person, he is a very imposing figure. He is very, very tall. He's very, very big. He is a good guy. Let's Go Sports says, what did he have in New York? Lazard and Devontae for a half a season. Ulbrich as a new intern. Terrible situation, terrible line. Not great defense, not his prime. He's still not bad. Let's Go Sports. I understand you're trying to be unbiased, right? And yes, Aaron Rodgers did have top 10 stats for the New York Jets last season. He did. You cannot sugarcoat that any way, shape, or form. He was a top 10 stat-wise quarterback in the NFL last season. However, if you use your eye test, watch the games, you could tell he was a step closer, a step slower. You can tell his like his arm talent, his arm skill just wasn't what we're used to seeing and thinking of Aaron Rodgers. Yes, the offensive line did suck. Yes, Garrett Wilson did kind of have a diva moment, right? Devontae Adams was kind of there just to get 1,000 yards, whatever, right? But yes, going to Pittsburgh is a lot better situation, a lot better foundation to build off of. James Frank says, I said that with respect to sincerely to Derek and his mom. That was not a shot at them. I know that, James. Like, I was just laughing because yes. Guys, go back there and watch that tape. Like, yes, it is a great story. Let's Go Sports says, you are right. We'll go 10-7 or 11-6 at best, but it won't happen. Mellow Mike says, we had what they demanded in New York, the same old blank he demanded in Green Bay, with the ex-Packer retirement home reclocated in New York. Not wrong. Justin said the only reason why Steelers want Rodgers is so they can win a Super Bowl, but that won't happen because he's past his prime. Justin, I'm going to say this again in April, like I said last June. So nearly a year ago, I still believe this about the Pittsburgh Steelers. If they have above average quarterback play, I'm not talking about top 10, I'm talking 15 to 11 type of range. Above average quarterback range, they are a Super Bowl caliber team. They can win the Super Bowl if they have consistent above average quarterback play. As long as they don't have no baby mama drama in the locker room, they're going to win a lot of games and they're going to make a deep playoff run with above average quarterback play. Aaron Rodgers brings you above average quarterback play even at the age of 42. Just it is what it is. James Frank says, will Howard walk away from his team with the instant weapons at Ohio State into a nice wide receiver room, good running back room, and with the and then they add a new running back, Warren? Honestly, I didn't see being there after the draft, Pickens being there after the draft. Yeah, I'm surprised George Pickens is there, honestly. Pepe says, Rodgers is going to treat Howard like a busboy at Applebee's. No, he's not. No, he's not. I think now, if this was Jordan Love 6 years ago in Green Bay, 100% correct. 100% correct. But no. Slow it down, baby. Slow it down. Justin says they want revenge Super Bowl. Everybody wants a Super Bowl, but can you get it? Can you get it? That's the question. Oh, my River says he's for himself and he's not going to help someone take his job. He helped Zach Wilson. Saying it is what it is. Mellow Mike says Rodgers is either Russell Wilson level or worse. Guys like laundry, wasted. Listen, Russell Wilson did not play bad. The defense of the Pittsburgh Steelers fell apart the last 3 or 4 weeks of the season. And Russell Wilson had to play out of his game that he was playing the first 5 weeks of the season. Run the ball, milk the clock. So, yes, even if he is Russell Wilson level consistently, that's the key word there. The key word there is consistently. They are a good team. Let's Go Sports says, look at Zach Wilson and Jordan Love. I have a good feeling about developing like Howard if Roger comes. The arm strength is the only thing holding him back, but I believe in him. We'll see his arm strength come very, very soon here. Real McCoy says, Roger signs a one-day contract and retires with the Green Bay Packers. Okay, I can see that. Pepe says, all Tomlin needs to do is score some, I don't know what that word is. Accuracy or Haikawuso, or have you say that word every Friday. The stuff that Aaron Rodgers did. James Frank says Will Howard will not equate to anything big Ben did while he was there. Let's not get crazy now, James Frank. Just because the Steelers are now better than your Browns, let's not get it twisted, right? Let's not get it twisted. Let's Go Sports says Omar, Tomlin, and Rooney won't let Rodgers control the team's management decisions. Drama will break out and they will turn him down. I agree. Better franchise to go to in the Pittsburgh Steelers, right? Let's Go Sports says hopefully signing Robert Woods today helps George Pickens with his maturity and helps the locker room morale overall, even though he is not bad. He's a good player, still getting older, still decent, a good guy. I think that's the only reason why they signed Robert Woods was simply for the veteran leadership. I think that's the only reason why he brought him in. Zach Wilson, guy, is an elite level bench warmer. My man got jokes. And Mellow Mike, I'm not saying Zach Wilson is not a backup quarterback. But look at the improvement from when he was a starter with the Jets. Insert Aaron Rodgers, who's able to take a step back, learn the offense, slow everything down. He stepped in and did a hell of a lot better than when he was a starter from play four on, right? Mellow Mike says, take it from a Texas fan. Woods is a mentor. He brought zero in terms of production on the field. Yes, Robert Woods is definitely getting older. 100% agree, guys. 100% agree.